guys, welcome back. Okay, so today we're going to talk about spoofing and specifically spoofing phone numbers. This lady lost $10,000 in an hour.
I'm making this video because I am hoping that I can prevent this from happening to somebody else. And please share this because this is devastating. Okay, so I've cried all morning and I'm gonna really try to hold it together. My morning started off totally normal. 9 a.m. I start getting calls from my bank, which is unusual. So I go ahead and answer because I don't know what's going on. Seems like maybe somebody got my card information, which, as we all know, happens pretty regularly nowadays. I want to add in here that the number that is calling me is Discover. It comes up as Discover because that's the number. It's the number that I have saved for Discover.
And because they're spoofing the number, they're concealing what number is actually coming across. Her caller ID is going to show up as the correct caller ID because it thinks it's the correct number, but really it's a whole different number.
So I answer, they ask me to confirm my mom's maiden name, and I do that. My cat's coming to visit me. And they say, okay, it looks like somebody's trying to take some money out of your account from an ATM in Georgia. I say, I'm not in Georgia, so go ahead and put a hold on my account. They say, okay, we're going to put a hold on your account. It looks like there's also some transfers coming out of your savings accounts. So we're going to send you 3 codes. We're going to freeze your account, and then freeze the other 2 savings accounts. Perfect. Okay, I'll read you the codes back as soon.
And so also they caught her off guard by like, okay, well, you're being basically saying your money's being stolen from you actively, when it's actually being stolen actively by the people she's talking to. But she doesn't know that, and I do not blame her in the slightest because they're becoming so sophisticated. You don't have to be gullible. You don't have to be unknowing. Just, if you don't know, you don't know. And that's the problem here. There's enough people out there that just don't know. This is how how the scam works.
As I get them. They come from my thread that is from Discover, where I get all my codes. I'm sure all of you have a similar thread. Whenever they're trying to confirm you that it's you, you get a text with a code and then you give it, read it off, whatever you need to do. It's from that thread where I get all these codes. So I give them to this lady who sounds like somebody that would work at Discover Bank. She is not from another country. She's very friendly, and she's like, yeah, these fraudulent people, they just really know how to get one over on you. Okay. So
yeah, I think that makes that statement sting a little bit more.
About an hour later, I get an email from my bank, and I'm working. So should I have looked into this more? Yes, but I was working. And so about an hour later, I get an email from my bank that says your wire transfer has gone through. And I'm like, it was not, there shouldn't be a wire. So I call my bank. Nobody from my bank had called me this morning, you guys. Somebody hacked into my online banking and they were initiating everything from my online banking, and as they were doing that and needing the codes that online banking is asking for, they have me on the phone and they're typing them in to make all of these transfers go through. At least that's how my bank has explained it to me. And so they spoofed the Discover number, and then the codes came through from my Discover thread because they were actually in my online banking system. They took $10,000 out of my account, guys. That's not my money. My savings accounts that they took that money from were my kids' savings accounts. I have saved every penny that my kids have gotten from grandparents, aunts, and uncles and put it into savings accounts to give my kids someday. And it's gone.
I just want to say that is such a smart thing to do. And I wish more parents would do that for their children. That's amazing that she wants to do that for her kids, that put every penny away that they get for birthdays and whatever. And so when they're older, they can use that for things that they really, need money for, because they don't need money yet. She's, they're her dependents. I really like that for them.
Discover has told me that they are going to do a wire recall to try to get my money back. But if it does not come back, there's nothing they can do. And they are not on the hook for that, because they are only on the hook for unauthorized transactions. Wires of money falls into a different category. So it's gone if I don't get the money back. Now, I did find out that the wire went to a SoFi account. The lady's name, probably a fake name, but her name is Sabrina Belflor. I have tried calling SoFi. They can't tell me anything, but their fraud team is supposedly going to reach out to me.
Yeah, they're not going to do anything.
Please share this video. I am not gullible. I tell my mom and my grandma all the time to be careful about things. This was so believable. They called from the Discover number. The text that I got came from that thread, but they were in my online banking account. I'm beyond devastated. I have cried all morning. Some of the people that I have dealt with Discover have been uncaring to the point of cruel, and then some of them have cried with me. I don't know what to tell people if we can't. You can't trust your money in the bank. I mean, they took it within an hour. My entire life savings and my children's.
Now, I can understand why she feels that you can't trust the bank. The thing is, you can trust the bank. It is insured under FDIC. However, the thing is, what you can't trust is people calling you. So if someone's calling you, do not trust that, because that's what this is coming down to. I don't ever answer my phone. Because majority of the time people call me, it's scams. So, and I love that T-Mobile's like, scam likely. Yeah, probably is. But I also get scammy texts every single day. And I just don't answer those. But if someone's calling from your bank, your doctor's office, anything like that, your kid's school, call it back.
Everyone, we're back. The Discover.
Hey Discover, instead of teaching about hockey, maybe you should do some training with your wire transfer department and your fraud department about fraud, because I just had $10,000 stolen from me because of the lack of training that they have at your bank. So that might be a better way to use your time and your resources, coming from somebody who banks with you and just lost $10,000 that you're not liable for, as you say.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking. That they're doing tips on hockey, but not training their fraud department. So if that's the reason why her money got stolen from her, I mean, it's not the only reason, obviously, but you trust your bank to have good training. You trust that the people that are managing your money know what they're doing. I mean, at the very least, they know what they're doing, right? Yeah.
Good morning, TikTok. So my video went kind of viral. more than I expected. And I have had a lot of comments like this one. I didn't know that they could spoof my bank's number. I didn't know that this was a scam that was going on currently. They say knowledge is power, and that is why I created the video, so that other people were also aware of what was happening, because I was completely clueless about it. To those of you who say that this is my fault, we live in, a country where you can have an opinion. You have that freedom. So, what I have to say about that, though, is it's kind of strange that I didn't get any kind of notification about like my bank account being logged into from a different computer or a different location. It's weird that they didn't put a 24-hour like hold on the wire transfer, because most banks do that. There's just a lot of weird stuff. And so, you guys don't know me.
And just to go back to that point where the wire transfer happened within an hour, and really most banks hold that for a day, for a 24-hour period, which I'm not sure would have helped her in this case, but they should have, and maybe tried to like, have you initiated this, but yeah, she's right about the whole logging in a computer that wasn't registered or they didn't know before. So as far as I know, you can't spoof that information. So it seems like a failing on Discover Bank's part that they don't alert you when someone logs in somewhere else, in another city or in another state or in another country. That's crazy.
But I am extremely busy. I have 3 boys. I work full time, and I train for as many races as I possibly can. And so I kind of live in a bubble of my own making. And so yeah, I'm not as caught up on what's going on with the news as I should be. And so that's why I'm here, to tell other people to look out for this. Another reason that I made this video is because I know that these scammers want this to fly under the radar and for people not to be talking about it. And so I'm trying to spread awareness. And so if you know about it, I'm glad that you do. That's great. But there's a lot of us that don't know about it. And so that's what I'm here for. To the people that have prayed for me and said really sweet things, I really do appreciate your kindness more than you know right now, because this has been a really hard couple of days. And so I have not heard from Discover. I have not heard from SoFi, which I don't expect to, but I'm really still praying for a good outcome here. Kind of losing hope just because of these comments. But yeah, that's what I had to say about all that. And thank you guys for continuing to share my video. I really do appreciate it.
And I really hate that when something bad happens to somebody, there's a chunk of people in our society that just attack them for it. I mean, it happens for almost everything. A woman could be R-worded, and well, were you wearing something that was provocative? No. You should be able to walk down, I mean, don't do this, but you should be able to walk down the street naked and not be R-worded. That's it. You should be able to do that. Now, you shouldn't be able to do that because it's indecent, whatever. We need people to wear clothes, especially the people that probably will walk down the street are probably the ones we don't want to see naked in the first place. But anyway, it's sick. It's sick and twisted that we always do victim blaming. She was a victim of the scam. she doesn't come across as someone that's, I don't even care if you come across as stupid. You still don't deserve it. You don't deserve the negative comments. You don't deserve being blamed for you being scammed by somebody else, because it's somebody else scamming you. Now, who knows if this scammer, the person who did scam her, was being held basically hostage, or their family was being threatened, and that's why they had to go through the scam. There's a whole dark side on the other side of that scam. This is the light side of that scam, I would have to say. There's a dark side, like a human trafficking side to that scam. Not this specific scam, but scams like this. And that is also a real problem. Okay, there's one more.
Hey everybody, I have an update. So I got a call from Discover yesterday. I didn't answer the first 5 times that they called me. Don't worry, I called back, got a hold of them. It was the executive office that was calling me, and they had received my complaint that I had turned into the FDIC, the FTC, the CFPB. I took y'all's advice. I went to as many places as I could, and I turned it in. And they had also seen my TikTok, and so they said that they were giving me my money back. I told them how I felt about how insane it was that somebody could do a wire so quickly. I feel like that's something that should take longer. That's just my opinion. I don't use wires regularly, so I just felt like that was something that should have been more secure. All that being said, I ended up going to the local news as well, and so I want to say thank you to Sandy, the producer, and Juliana for sharing my story. You guys were so kind. To everybody else that reached out to me, that prayed for me, that sent me love and, good vibes, thank you. You definitely helped keep my faith in humanity. To all of the rude commenters, it was mostly easy to just brush you guys off, but in the words of the late Bob Marley, be groovy or leave. That's just a nice way of saying, like, if you don't have anything nice to say, please shut the fuck up. Anyways, sorry for the foul language. There was just so much rudeness, but there was also a lot of love. And so I want to say thank you guys. But without further ado, I do have 2 people that have something to say to you guys.
I'm going to take it off because she's going to bring on her child, and I don't feel comfortable putting her child on my YouTube channel because they can't consent. And I do believe in that. Your child cannot consent. I'm not putting them in a video. So anyway, I'm glad that she got a happy ending. I mean, there's so many of these that do not have that. So I'm really, really, really excited that has a happy ending, but so many people don't. So what we've learned from this, and I have another little slide. This is from the FCC, avoid spoofing scams. I thought those would be good to bring up at this point. So phone scammers often disguise their identity by using illegal spoofing techniques and send false information to your caller ID display, like they did. To trick you into answering, spoofers may use local area codes and numbers that look familiar, or they may impersonate a company you do business with, such as local utility or even a government agency. Here are some good ways to avoid being spoofed. 1, don't answer calls from unknown numbers. We all know that. Well, hopefully we all know that. All know that. If you answer and it's not who you expected, don't hang on, hang up. If a caller asks you to hit a button to stop getting calls, just hang up. Never assume an unexpected call is legitimate. Hang up, call back using a number you can verify on a bill or a statement or an official website. And that's what she should have done, but she didn't know to do that. So now she does. That's what I would have done. Most of the times, that's what I do. I call people back. I tell them, I do not answer my phone. I screen all my calls. You're going to have to leave me a message and I will call you back. I will not answer it straight up. One time I had to, which was a pain in the ass, but most of the time I don't. Be suspicious. Con artists can be very convincing. They may ask innocuous questions or sound threatening or sometimes seem to be too good to be true. Yeah. Don't give out personal information, account numbers, social security numbers, or passwords, or answer security questions. Use extreme caution if you are being pressured for immediate payment. I once had someone call me from the IRS saying that I owed them money. I know I didn't because I had just filed my taxes and just paid them a couple $1,000s. So I knew I had already paid my taxes. But, and the IRS will never call you and tell you owe them money. Ask your phone company about call blocking tools for landlines or apps for mobile services or mobile devices. Report spoofing scams to law enforcement, the FCC and the FTC, which is, I think, what she ended up doing in the end, which is good. And I got this from fcc.gov/spoofing, which is a legitimate site. You just cannot trust people that are calling you. You cannot trust people that are emailing you. Don't ever click links in an email. Don't ever click links in a text message you are not expecting. Now, if you're expecting the email, like you reset your password and in 5 minutes you get a reset link, you can use that. But if you get one randomly in your inbox, don't click it. It's not right. Yeah, never answer your phone. Like we're to that point in our society that we can't answer our phone now. I feel like we're just year by year, we're getting more and more dystopian as a society, not just as a country, as a society globally. This is not just an American issue. This is a worldwide issue. This is happening all over the world to all kinds of people. And we have to protect ourselves. We just have to protect ourselves. So arming ourselves with this knowledge, this is why I made this video. Hopefully it gets views and people watch it. Share this video if you get any enjoyment. Give me a like. Subscribe if you are new. I'd love to have you. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day, night, weekend.